Hello, welcome to Wonder Math. Today I'm going to go over the SAT practice test number 1, math section number 3. So section 3, there are 20 questions for 25 minutes and calculators are not allowed. And these are the formulas that they will provide on the first page of each section. And there's no penalty for the wrong answer, so always take your best guess if you're not sure about the answer. Okay? So number 1, if x minus 1 over 3 is k and k is 3, what is the value of x? So plug in 3 for k. So x minus 1 over 3 is k, which is 3. So then solve for x, multiply by 3 on both sides to get rid of the denominator. So x minus 1 equals to 9. So when you add 1 on both sides, you get x equals to 10. And you can save time by bubbling all your answer at the end all together rather than going back and forth. So I encourage you to just go ahead and put the answer on your booklet first and make it clear so you don't make mistake when you bubble it at the end. But try to bubble all your answers at the end of the test. You can save maybe a good minute or two for doing that. Okay. Number 2, for I equals the square root of negative 1, what is the sum of 7 plus 3i plus negative 8 plus 9i? So you combine like terms. 7 minus 8 is negative 1. 3i plus 9i is 10i. I'm sorry, 3i plus 9i is 12i. So you get A. Number 3, on Saturday afternoon, Harman sent M text messages each hour for 5 hours, a total of 5 times M. And Tyrone sent P text messages each hour for 4 hours, so that's 4 times P. Which of the following represents the total number? So it's the sum of messages sent by Harman and Tyrone on the Saturday afternoon. So you add them. You just got to match the variable with the number of hours, P, and for 4 hours. So it is 5M plus 4P. You can combine them because they are not like terms. 4. Kathy is a repair technician for a phone company. Each week she receives a batch of phones that needs repaired. The number of phones that she has left to fix at the end of each day can be estimated with the equation P equals 108 minus 23D, where P is the number of phones left, and D is the number of days she has worked that week. What is the meaning of the 108 in each equation? So as you can see, this is a linear equation, y equals to, which can be written as y equals mx plus b, and m is the rate of change, the slope. You will get a lot of questions involving slope, or b, which is your y-intercept, which is the initial value. So b is a constant that got added, and here the slope is negative 23. So each day she fixes 23 phones, so the total number of left reduces by 23 each day. So what is 108? It's the initial value, so it's not a rate. It is so we'll complete the repair with 108 days. No. Starts each week with 108 phones to fix. So that is B. Again, you'll get a lot of questions involving y equals mx plus b, so make sure you know what m and d stand for. So here, which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? So here you're subtracting it, so you have to be very careful with the signs. You have to distribute negative to all these three, not just the first one. That's a common mistake. So negative times negative is positive. So basically, you're just flipping all these signs, right? Once you multiply by negative, you flip the signs and then combine like terms. So x squared y plus x squared y is 2x squared y. Negative 3y squared plus 3y squared, they cancel out, become 0. 5xy squared minus 3xy squared is positive 2xy squared. You get C for your final answer. 6. A pediatrician uses the model above to estimate the height of a boy in inches in terms of boy's age A in years, between ages 2 to 5. Okay. Based on the model, which of the estimated increase in inches of boy's height each year? So it's asking for the rate of change, which is the slope. You see, y equals mx plus b, so it will be 3 inches per year, increasing 3 inches. Number 7, the formula above gives the monthly payment of M needs to pay off the loan of P dollars for R percent annual interest over N month. Which of the following gives P in terms of M, R, and N? So basically, you're solving P in terms of all the other variables. So a lot of times, you don't have to really understand what P, R, and M stands for. Just go ahead and look at the choices that can give you a hint, or just see what you're doing. So here we are solving for P in terms of N. So here is a fraction multiplied to P. So how do you get rid of a fraction? You multiply the reciprocal of this, right? So you're going to multiply the reciprocal of this fraction to M to get rid of from this side. So just look for M times the reciprocal. So find this term on top. So it's 1 plus R over 1200. And divide by this, right? That's correct. Is that what we have in denominator? R over 1200, 1 plus R over 1200 raised to N. Yes, so it must be B. Just find the reciprocal of that fraction. Okay? If A over B is 2, what is the value of 4B over A? So for this type of question, you never have to actually solve for A and B separately. There will be an easier way to go from whatever they gave you to whatever they're asking you to solve for. So here I have B over A, so let's flip it. So this is 2 over 1, so when you flip it, you get B over A equals to 2 over 1's reciprocal, which is 1 over 2. So now what is it asking for? 4 times B over A. So then you have to multiply by 4. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. Right? 9. What is the solution to the system of equation above? So there are many different ways to solve system of equation. I found the easiest way is to use the linearization, meaning you make one of the variables the same. So 4y and 2y. If you just double the second equation, meaning you multiply by 2 to all these 3 terms, you will get 4y, and you can easily eliminate 4y from subtracting from 4y, right? So I'm going to go ahead and double this. So then I get 4y minus 2x, right? I'm doubling all of these terms, equals to negative 38. And just copy the first equation under it. But I'm going to go ahead and put 4y under 4y. So plus 3x equals to negative 23. So then how do you eliminate 4y? Since they're both positive, I have to subtract this whole thing, right? So these cancels out, become 0. Negative 2x minus 3x will be negative 5x. Negative 38 minus negative 23 becomes plus 23. So that becomes minus, the difference is 15. So when you divide by negative 5 and negative 5, you get x equals to 3. So we already know the answer is B, but if you want to double check, at the end of the session, if you have extra time, I'll go ahead and plug in x to one of the equations. The second equation looks easier than the first one. So 2y minus 3x equals to negative 19. Add 3. So 2y equals to negative 16 divided by 2. So y equals to negative 8, which was what we got the first place. So again, for this type of question, So if I were you, I'll just put a circle and get back to this question to check for a B if you have time at the end of the class. A lot of times they only give you one choice that has x equals to 3, so you don't really have to spend, extra 1 or 2 minutes to get your y, unless you want to at the end of the test. 10. G of x equals to ax squared plus 24. For the function g defined above, a is a constant, is a number, and g of 4 is 8. What is the value of g of negative 4? So if you're looking at the difference between having x equal to 4 or negative 4. So as you can see, 4 squared versus negative 4 squared, they both become 16. So no matter whether it's negative or positive, your g of x will be the same, which will be 8, right? Because 4 squared is 16, negative 4 squared is also 16. So we'll eventually give you the same answer. All right, so here's another system of equation. In the equation above, B and C represents the price per pound in dollars of beef and chicken respectively. Respectively means what? In the same order. B stands for beef. The second letter stands for the second word, which is chicken. X weeks after July 1st during last summer. What was the price per pound of beef when, so price per pound of beef is B. You're looking for B when it was equal to the price per pound of chicken. So we're looking for B or C because we're looking for when they're equal. So what would you do? You set them equal to each other. So B equals to, or you don't have to write that, 2.35 plus 0.25x equals to 1.75 plus 0.40x. So we are looking for when these two become the same. So always move the smaller variable first to make the variable positive. So I get 2.35 equals to 1.75 plus 40 minus 25 is 15x. So move 1.75, move 1.75 by subtracting. So I get, so 0, you borrow 10 from 2, so you get 6.6 equals to 0.15x. So it is same thing as 60 divided by 15, even though you have decimals. So x becomes 4. So is that my final answer? No. They ask you to find B or C. So it's up to you where you want to plug it in because B and C must be the same. So I'll plug into B. So it's 2.35 plus 0.25 times 4, your x, which is equal to 1. Quarter times 4 is 1. 2.35 plus 1 is 3.35. 3.35. Yes. 12. A line in the xy plane passes through the origin. So it's a line. So it goes through 0, origin, 0, 0. And the slope is 1/7, which is rise over run, right? Remember that? So it's rise over run. So 1 and 7. But remember, it's x comma y. So it's 7 comma 1. Do you have 7 comma 1? No. Let's try the next one. It's again going up, run 7. So it is 14 comma 2. Hopefully we have that. Otherwise, you have to find some decimal numbers, right? But usually on non-calculator section, your answer turned out to be very simple and nice. 13. If x is greater than 3, what is the following equivalent to? Which of the following is equivalent to? So it's 1 over this, meaning you have to find the reciprocal of this, right? 1 over anything makes it reciprocal. So let's find what this simplifies to. To find the common denominator, you have to multiply by x plus 2 by x plus 3. So here you multiply by x plus 3, top and bottom, because this becomes 1, right? We are just changing the form of the fraction, not changing the value of it. Here you multiply by x plus 2, then x plus 2 on top as well. Again, here's 1. So So then I get, again, it's 1 over 1 times x plus 3 is x plus 3 plus 1 times x plus 2 is x plus 2. And I get x plus 3 times x plus 2, which is, can we FOIL it here? X squared plus 2x plus 3x plus 6. So we get here 1 over, again, right? X plus x is 2x. 3 plus 2 is 5 over x squared plus, combined like terms, 5x plus 6. But again, it's 1 over that. So you're looking for the reciprocal of this term, which you have it for b. Yeah? If 3x minus y is 12, what is the value of that? So again, we don't have enough information to solve for x and y separately. Again, there is always an easier way to go from here to whatever they're asking for. So let's go ahead and simplify this expression. So you can raise 8 raised 2 by 3 to make it 8, and it's 8 to the x over 2 to the y. Always try to find the common base if you have exponents. And when the power is raised by power, you multiply it. So it's 2 to 3x over 2 to the y. And if you have a same base, and if you have an exponent in the denominator, you subtract that exponent, right? Oh, so what do you notice? What's 3x minus y? That's exactly what they gave us. So that is 2 to the 12th, which is 8, right? They gave you what 3x minus y is, and that was 12. 15. If ax plus 2 times bx plus 7 equals to that, okay, so that means when you FOIL it, it will simplify to this trinomial, and a plus b is 8, okay? What are two possible values for c? So let's see what c is. So let's go ahead and FOIL it. a times b and x squared plus 7ax plus 2bx plus 14. That's what we have, right? 14, 14. So here we can see that a times b is 15. A times b is 15. And what else did it gave us? A plus b is 8. So just think about the factors of 15 that adds up to 8. What is it? 3 and 5. So probably yes or no, but it can be one of the answers. So let's say A is 3 and B is 5. Or it has to be, right? It seems like it has to be all whole numbers. So either A is 3, B is 5, or vice versa. Okay? But let's go ahead and try A for 3. So we're C. This is my C here. So which is 7A plus 2B times X, right? When you factor out X. So that's my C, the coefficient of X. So what's 7 times 3 plus 2 times B, which is 5. I get 21 plus 10, which is 31. So here's D, and I'm sure you get 41 when you switch X and A and B with 5 and 3. Okay. So here now for response section, if I were you, I'll try to leave your answer in simplified fraction rather than rounding the answer. And your number cannot be negative, and neither can be more than 4 digits, including all the decimals and the expressions, okay? So 16, if t is greater than 0, meaning positive, t squared minus 4 is 0. What is the value of t? So solve it. Add 4 on both sides. So t squared becomes 4. When you square root it, it becomes both positive and negative 2, but it says what? It is greater than 0, meaning it has to be positive, so it's positive 2. Again, if you get negative answer for 3 responses, yeah, that means you did it wrong, so you have to go back and redo it. Okay? 17. A summer camp counselor wants to find the length of x in feet across the lake as represented in the sketch above. The lengths represented by AB, EB, BD, CD on the sketch were determined to be, so it has to match the order. AB is 1800. EB, second one, is 1400, EB. And 700 is the third one, BD, 700. And 800 is CD, 800. And they said angle AEB, which they put these marks already, are equal, congruent, have the same measure, same. So what's the value of x? So, and here, these are equal by vertical angles, right? Vertical angles are congruent. So by angle, you know these two triangles are similar, meaning the sides are proportional, angles are congruent, right? So let's go ahead and find the ratio. So it's 1400 versus 700, right? It's between these two angles. So it's 2 to 1, right? 1400 over 700 is 2 over 1. So the ratio is 2 to 1 equals to x over 800. So it's double of 800, which is 600. Or if you're not sure, you can cross multiply to get x equals to 2 times 800, which is 1600 feet, but you don't write the units. Okay? 18, according to the system of equation above, what is the value of x? So this is an easy one. Why? Because you can easily eliminate x, or you can double these to eliminate the y's. Since you're solving for x, I mean, you can go ahead and solve for y first and plug back to one of the equations to solve for x. But since we're solving for x, it is better to eliminate the y. So I'm going to go ahead and double the first expression by using linear ligation. So I get 2x plus 2y equals to negative 18. So now, from these two, how do I get rid of 2y from 2y? You subtract this whole term, all three terms. So these are gone. So x minus 2x is negative x. Negative 25 minus negative 18 will be plus 18, so it will be negative 7. So x is 7. Okay. If you have time, you can solve for y and plug your x into the equation and see you get same x and y. But if you don't have time, just move on. Okay. 19. In the right triangle, one angle measures x. In the right triangle, one angle measures x. And sine of x is O over H. So katoa. Remember the trig ratio? Katoa, opposite hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, opposite over adjacent. So sine of this x right here, this angle right here is 4 opposite over hypotenuse 5. Okay? And you should already know this is 3, 3, 4, 5 Pythagorean multiples, but maybe you don't even need this number, so don't worry about finding this length yet. The question is, what is the cosine of A over H, right? 90 minus x. So what is 90 minus x? It's this angle right here. If this was 30, what would this angle be? 60. How'd you find 60? Wasn't it 90 minus this angle, 30? So whenever they said on the right triangle, 90 minus x, when this is x, it's referring to the other non-right angle, okay? So now from this angle, what is adjacent 4 and hypotenuse? Adjacent from this angle, adjacent and hypotenuse is 5, so it's 4/5 for your answer. 20, if a equals to 5 root 2 and 2a equals to square root of 2x, what is the value of x? So 2a, so double it, right? 2 times a and 2 times the whole thing. So that's 10 square root of 2, which is equal to square root of 2x. And 10 square root of 2 equals to, if you rewrite it, it's square root of 2 times square root of x. So you can cancel these two. So basically you're looking for the x where 10 equals the square root of x. So what square root of one number makes it 10? It's 100. Or when you square both sides, you can undo square root and 10 squared becomes your answer. Good job.